And finally, a being of absolute evil is planning to make the world his own. Is this a being that goes out throughout the rest of the books too?
Yes.
Interesting. So you got the good and evil battling all through, interweaving, or has
right.
been interwoven into your book.
Right. The battle of good versus evil, of course, is the crux of most fantasies, and this is technically called a fantasy, even though it has a lot of other elements in it.
Interesting. Okay, let's continue here. But a prophet reveals a beacon of hope and tells of choices that needs to be made. Each choice will determine whether another beacon of hope shines forth or if the darkness of evil prevails. A Beacon of Hope is the first book in the 6th World of Men series. Ah, see, you know what? Matter of fact, I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself because now you done progressed. This is the first book, the second book. Do you have a third one coming out pretty soon?
We have a third one. It's called The Beginning of Sorrows, and it will be coming out either late August or early September.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit about yourself anyway. Well, tell me the viewers, right? Yes, a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I've started out teaching in private schools for many, many years.
Yes.
20 years, as a matter of fact. And I taught math, science, English. And during that time, I began to write in earnest a lot of short stories. And I did that mainly for my students, to be able to point out points in lessons that we were studying, or perhaps give them some sort of an English type of example of how to use certain tools in English, that sort of thing. And those short stories became favorites of a lot of the students. And so after a while, I retired from teaching, and I now am an IT consultant. And so
Interesting.
it's a kind of a long story with that because I had to do a lot of the IT work at the schools.
Okay.
And so I kind of got interested in that, and so I started a second career in that field after I taught. And so I had a little bit more time than I had in teaching to be able to work on things. And so I started writing stories, and I wrote this particular story and started it, and my wife actually is the one that is instrumental in getting the book published because, quite frankly, I was just writing for pleasure. And so this story is a special story, though, and it has a lot of meaning to me, as well as it's just a good adventure as it's a trek through really choices in life and how they affect your ultimate path.
You know what? I tell you what, we're going to go into a book trailer, and we will come back and we will be talking about the past of intimate contentions. So we'll be right back after this.
man can look confident, successful, professional. Imagine a place where a man can feel welcome, relaxed, comfortable, and pampered.
Yes. Welcome back. Okay, let's go into Past of Intimate Contention. From this part, it's part two, of the Sixth World of Men. Okay, well, I must also take off from here in the back and then go into the questions. What has he done to her? She would never agree that unless he had done something horrible to her. You know what? I'm reading this, it made me curious already, because now I'm like, what is he talking about? Okay, but Degmer?
This would be Lisa.
No, Degmer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Degmer is the one that's point of view. Yes, sorry.
See, you're working me. It's the author. The author working me. You believe that, people? Working me. That's good. That's good. Keep me on my toes. I felt like I was on those spelling bee thing. And then I'm asking you. Leave me alone. Here we go. Degmer just knows that Neotomo. This is fantasy and this is sci-fi, isn't it? This is definitely
well, it's fantasy, so therefore you can't have John and Jake.
Yeah, excellent. Okay. So tell the viewers and the readers, how do you pronounce that? Neotomo?
It's Neotomo.
Neotomo had done something to Lisa. You almost felt like it was a vampire movie. You know, when you get all these names, you know, and you're just like, yeah. And then what happens is, and I've done that. I'm a victim to it. I turn around and I actually stop it. I was just messing around because the camera people are messing with me because I'm messing around with these words. What it is that like the Dracula movie. They give you all these big words. I mean, you love the movie, just like you love the books. You love the books, but you can't pronounce the name, but you come up with your own pseudonym, your own name for it. And you memorize it like that, and then you go, oh yeah, I know what that is, But even though you can't pronounce it, and that's what I do. Old as I am now, I'm still going, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
I think I've heard about 7 different pronunciations for that one, but that's fine.
That's good. That tells you that's a lot of talent. That's a lot of talent to be able to create names like that.
This is really based on the language of the world, and the world has its own language. Obviously, most of the book is translated into English, for you so that you don't have to read the other language. But the names of the people, the names of the places, all come from the individual languages of the world.
Are you serious? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let me get this straight. The way the book is designed, it's designed actually in another language.
Yes.
But created, transferred in a language that we can understand.
Pretty much, yes. They're not actually speaking English. But
okay, I follow what you're saying.
And
Yes,
there's some plants that are different, some animals that are different, that will have different names. And that's the reason for that is because there's no earth equivalent for that particular plant or animal. For example, a horse-like animal is called a kobola on Kosundo. And a big herd animal, somewhat similar to a buffalo, but a little bigger, a little meaner, it's called a taurus. And so these all come from the language that is being used in that particular region or in that particular country.
Fascinating.
Out of my mind, and there's no change from a runaway love. Is it a dream? Is it a dream that I'm throwing in the wishing well? I'm losing control, body and soul. Standing here waiting for a train that may never come. I saw the signs, I read the book, I should have had a second look. But boy, you caught me dreaming. And there were times you'd come around and we'd agree just to be friends. Tell me who was
Yes. Welcome back. You know, I said welcome. Oh my goodness. You know what? It's definitely a pleasure and honor. Of course, we had, which you'll be asking, the audience will be asking questions because we have Walter at the audience couch, and at this moment we have, he's from Tate Publishing. We also have now Michael Budnik from Michael A. Budnik from ASA Publishing Company, and he has 2 books himself. Like I said, it's interesting that you get 2 authors on this one time that their books intertwine with their own books over and over. You know, so that's very unique.